Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody doing well. Me and Nadine had to go to the doctor today and get us a little bit of throat medicine, kind of congested. So if I kind of go to in and going out, one of my compadres here, they'll come to my rescue and pull me through. But doing good tonight. I feel a lot better. They gave us both a little bit of medicine. We on the mend. Thank goodness we got a good little old medical place here in Concord, Georgia, where you can go. If you ain't feeling good, they'll make you feel better. Got some good little drugstores here in Concord. Always good to be here in Concord, Georgia. We blessed to be where we are. We hope y'all are blessed to be where y'all are. And if you are anywhere in Southwest Georgia, Southeast Alabama, or Northwest Florida, you are truly blessed. And some of you folks up there a little north of us, y'all live in those enclaves up there, and you are truly blessed. Thank the good Lord above. Thank you, Lord, for putting me right where you put me, right down here in this isolated part of Georgia. Down here, kind of in, Bill Disney used to call it extreme Southwest Georgia. So that's where we are. We broadcasting live tonight from Thompson Town, Georgia. Queezer is going to be moving around with us, might be moving around a little bit from room to room, but y'all just get accustomed to that. We broadcasting live tonight from Turn 3 of the old Rocket Speedway between Dothan and Headland, Alabama. And we're broadcasting to you live tonight from the almost end of Flamingo Boulevard in Colquitt, Georgia. We are not broadcasting to you live tonight from our main Ground Zero studio in Enterprise, Georgia, because Marvin is not there. Marvin,
that's right,
is on. He's doing something else, if you will. In fact, I called him this afternoon to find out, to ask him about anything about the show, and he went to, y'all know how he'll go spitting. I'm not gonna put it on tonight, but Cody got it. He got everything. Cody got it. He got the whole thing set up. Everything gonna be. I got to be somewhere else. That's where you got to be, Mark. Where have you got to be? All of a sudden, Thursday afternoon, after I done sent out my video and all of that, talking about Marvin ain't gonna be here. He's not gonna be here. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know when he's gonna be back. To be honest with y'all, I don't know. But he is. I found out. I finally got him to tell me where he's at, and I want y'all to help us out with it. If I may have a moment here, and if y'all feel like jumping in with this conversation, please jump in. We don't have any big screen advertiser tonight. Nobody. We've lost all of those viewers tonight because Marvin he didn't have time. He was getting his program ready for tonight at the event where he's at. And what I did get out of Marvin is that Marvin is a Baptist preacher, among other things.
Yes.
He's a good preacher. He's a bona fide preacher. I watch him on Sunday when we ain't in church. I watch him on Sunday. He's bona fide. He's good. Marvin, he's for real. I'm telling you that Marvin's for real.
He do that. He's got that down. I can give him that.
He doing. But here, he's a preacher. And I found out tonight they had a preacher meeting in Bainbridge.
Conclave.
Baptist. Bainbridge. And anyway, I also found out that he went out down there to Bainbridge, and I think his daddy or his partner-in-law or somebody bought his supper up on that Sam and Dave's Steakhouse in Bainbridge down there, which is not. It's not what is it? Ain't Ryan's Steakhouse no more. What's the steakhouse they have now that everybody go in and pile the plate up, and go out there?
No, this ain't it.
Golden Corral. It's not the Golden Corral.
No, it's not.
He's got like that right there with his smashed potatoes. That's where he's eating something. Okay, here's my question, and I want y'all to help us out, if you will. I don't know if we have anybody that can dial in tonight or whatever. I don't see anybody on the sideline there, so they can text in. But just text us in, if you will. A preacher. Y'all know all these different professions. I'm an auctioneer and a real estate agent. I have to have continuing education to keep my licenses affirmed. Money. Always money. You know what the continuing education classes teach me about auctioneering? Zero. Nothing is zero. But I have to pay. See, in order to do that, in order to pay for the privilege of being an auctioneer, have to pay. All that good stuff costs money. But I don't think it costs no money to be no preacher. I'll be honest. I don't think you got to buy no license to be no preacher. But here's the thing we're concerned about. I think they're having continuing education classes at this preacher thing that he goes to down here in Bainbridge, Georgia. Now, how does a preacher get? How does he have to get continuing education when you got the whole manual right there in your possession, supposedly 24/7? You got the manual right there. You got it. It says black and white. Some of it says red. Now you don't need no continuing education to be no preacher. So I mean, that's the only thing I can think of they doing. What would they be doing down there?
They trying to teach him what's in that manual.
Be a more outreach.
You know it? They trying to teach him what's in that manual.
Oh, I see. So you got some that know in the manual that what the manual is, yeah. And then you got some down there that plays around with
don't know
in the manual.
Yeah.
Well, you got some preachers that know that manual inside and out, and then you got some preachers like Marvin who go in there and take certain pieces out of it, and that's what he be. You have to watch him.
He good preacher. Marvin stay with the script.
I ain't taking that away from him, but
Marvin may be
get on down there.
Marvin may be teaching the class, is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's teaching the class on down there. So with some of these new ones that's coming in, some of these, that's been unaffiliated and unsanctified.
Yeah.
Because they think, man, preaching is a good job. And I'm gonna tell you, a good job, a best preacher. If I was about 19 or 20, I'd say if I was about 30 years old, because I'd want to get some of that hellish out of me. Boy, 30 years old, I would go to school and study to be a Methodist preacher. I got the easiest job of anybody in the world. Easiest job anybody in the world. You don't have to pay no sick calls on nobody.
I know what.
And I'm a Methodist. I know. So
I know what Marvins do.
You ain't gonna chew me out. I know you Methodists out there ain't gonna chew on my behind about talking about the Methodists, because I is a Methodist. So I know, but I wouldn't. Retirement. You got a house to live in. You got your gas paid for. You got your cell phone paid for. What more do you need, man? They bring you food if you get sick. Some of them women's at the church bring you some food to eat if you're a Methodist preacher.
Well, Marvin is down there. Marvin, I was, joking around about Marvin in the book, but Marvin is down there learning some of the finer attributes of being a preacher. Now, there's a preacher and there's a pastor and then there's a preacher. And that's what Marvin is. Marvin is a preacher. Kind of like Reverend Johnson. You couldn't describe him as a preacher. He's a preacher. So that's kind of what Marvin's doing. So last year, or it might have been this year, some of his congregation out there gave him some silk handkerchiefs. They're real suit that he keep up here in his pocket. And so Marvin seen the Reverend T.D. Jakes with them silk handkerchiefs in his pocket.
I just got a text from Marvin. Listen, I just got a text from Marvin. Marvin said he about to give the preachers their test. That's what he done told y'all that. He done that preaching them unconfirmed and them unsanctified, them non-sanctified, and them new sanctified preachers.
Yeah,
he's teaching them how to preach. That's what he do. And I don't think I'm proud of him doing that. But he's gonna share the message with it, and he's gonna collect $99 for the continuing education class. He said he hopes to be on later, but he first got to collect the $99 each from the continuing education class.
Have you ever watched he'll take that silk handkerchief and he just dob it around, Marvin, he ain't learned how to do that. See, Marvin pull out, he just wipe his whole head down. Can you do that while you're on stage up there preaching? You got to kind of dob it around. I'm trying to learn how to do that. But the big thing that they do with Marvin, and now Charlie has talked about this. If you pay attention a little earlier on, a few shows back, Charlie talked about this. Marvin is trying to learn how to do the TD Jakes strut.
He already got it. He know that.
No, he didn't.
Well,
Last time he tried, he like to fell off the stage, like to fell off the platform.
That's right. Queensville remembers that. He was doing the TD. He was trying to do the TD Jakes thing, just to going, and he run out of runway on the stage.
He got it though.
And
He down. I'm telling y'all now. He got it down. He's the man. And I told y'all he's the man teaching the continuing education down. He got it. And I guarantee you, Marvin, you can turn any page in the Bible you want to turn to.
Well, let me ask you this.
Marvin can preach a sermon from that scripture. That's how good he is. But some of them young dudes, and I don't know. I don't think none of the Methodist preachers has got over into the Baptist denomination yet.
But do you think?
But
you think
I may start me a Methodist continuing education for preachers, like a lay leader.
Hey, do you know?
I can use Marvin. I can use his portfolio there, his tablet to teach it.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
What about the old fishing preacher we had? You reckon he's down there, Marvin, trying to teach him something? That fishing preacher
he laid back in his recliner at his house, rattling his eyes. Cheryl, bring me a glass of tea there, if you will. I'm gonna watch some fishing shows here. Like he gonna try to learn how to fish. He don't know.
You don't think he down there in school with Marvin?
No, he ain't down there with Marvin. No, he associates with Marvin, but he keep him at arm's distance. He don't need. I'll tell you what, the fishing reverend don't need. He don't need Marvin to come in there to his church and go to preaching. Because I don't know, the fishing reverend would have to start cleaning fish if Marvin ever went in there and took over his church. He'd have to make a living cleaning fish up there with Ziggy B.
Oh Lord, they I can deal with that.
Well, I probably get some letters from some of them women.
Oh Lord, hey, yeah, you listen here. You better not talk about Marvin. You better not. Them sisters at the creek. Let me tell you.
Oh, they'll jump all over you.
They'll come on you right quick. You better believe
on
they
Sunday
will.
Morning. Look here. On Sunday morning, if we have on Thursday night kind of got rub Marvin, any of the three of us rub Marvin just a little bit the wrong way on the show, there's a committee at the front door to greet me.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
I tell you,
back off.
You don't mess with.
And don't forget about his mama now. His mama don't think he never done nothing wrong.
He ain't never done nothing. But Marvin's down there. Marvin's down there in the heat of the battle. Marvin needs to stay out of Decatur County. Because they know he's politician. They know he's
I know what he's
connected. And Marvin get down there and say the wrong thing about some of that monkey farm business that's going on down there.
You got it.
I was allowed to go out there to his car and his tires is slashed. You know what I'm saying? So I wish Marvin wouldn't go down there. Is what I wish.
Well, look, city manager, pastor, animal breeder, dog breeder, chicken farmer, cattle rancher. He needs to add one more thing to his resume. And what would be better than having on your resume is chaplain for the monkey farm in Decatur County, Georgia.
Right. He could be there. I don't know if he's good or not, but I'm telling you, I'm just scared. I'm worried about him being down there in Decatur County. I know I used to go to Decatur County Bamage down there. And sometimes you get in a tight spot down there with some of them boys down there. There was some rough ones down there, but like in Blakely up there. Woo, you want to stay out of Bamage and Blakely. You want to just kind of cruise through, ease through and come on back home. I never did leave a lot of tracks down there in Decatur County. Come on back home.
I got Floyd and I, Queasloff, I'll address you with this. Floyd and I talked about this on the phone today. I want your opinion on it. I know where he stands and I know where I stand. If you had a dog and you had all these folks watching over you and protecting you from everything that could go wrong around you and being your bodyguards, if you will, and you had a dog that bit them 25 times, do you think if you were take away your role as fire chief, but just say you were on the staff of the Secret Service at the White House,
Mm-hmm.
and the dog maybe nipped you one time and the rest of your friends 24 times, could you tell me where the dog would be today, please?
Well, here's the thing. I would think more of the dog than the one I was protected, so I'd probably hang in there with the dog. I think way more of the dog than the man that owned it, so I'd be hanging in there with the dog. You know, that's kind of
Good point.
That's kind of the way I see it.
You know, there's some folks that's got dogs, kind of like folks that's got young ones. They don't need them.
Yeah,
Some folks
I
that's got dogs
agree.
that do not need dogs, and some folks that's got young ones that do not need young ones. It'd be better if they didn't have them. But anyway, that's the state of affairs we in. But well, we're proud to have Cody with us tonight. Old Cody's tuned in again for Marvin. Marvin's down there with his continuing education at the Baptist Seminar. I wonder how long Marvin has known about him going to have to be at the Baptist Seminar tonight. I just found out about it late this afternoon.
Well,
And Charlie didn't know until after I knew.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it till after you knew it.
I wondered when Cody had to found out about it and have to do all this stuff, you know.
Well,
Cody
what
probably got briefed on it probably 2 weeks ago at a meeting. So look, I got Thursday night, 22nd. I can't be there. Can you cover that?
No,
Cody probably knew it 2 weeks before we did.
Cody probably knew it after we knew it. But what I ain't figured out is how it all lined up with the free supper and the conclave and all at the same time. It's amazing how them things line up. You ever thought about that? That's
there's no coincidences.
Not with Marvin.
No coincidence. It's all planned. It's all on the agenda. It's on the agenda. But anyway, I appreciate Cody coming in. Cody Hamilton, he comes in, signs in with us, tunes us in, sits in the background back there and does all this stuff. Marvin just dumps piles of stuff on him, I know. But Marvin can handle it. He can juggle it. I mean, Marvin, he's amazed. He amazes me at what he's able to do and how many jobs he's able to juggle at one time and make them all look good. And it's like I told a woman one time. She asked me, she said, "What do you do?" And anyway, this was, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. That's when I was auctioneer and real estate agent. We had a cattle farm, crop insurance adjuster. I had about 4 or 5 jobs at one time. I said, actually, I got 5 jobs. I said, I got 5 jobs, but the reason you think I don't work is because I make them all look too easy. So that's what it is. That's what Marvin does. He makes it look easy. He does.
Yeah.
You see, he's surrounded with good people. He's surrounded with good people.
You see what the resident undertaker, who knows Marvin and deals with him on a daily basis, you see what he said when Cody found out about it, don't you?
That's it.
You see what our attorney has to say about all this?
Yeah.
On Red Flat Creek for the bodies of those who spoke ill of the right Reverend Marvin. That's right.
Did y'all hear about it? Speaking of that, not making light of, but had this been the 1950s or early 60s, I could have understood the fisherman that caught the body in the Chattahoochee River in Columbus, Georgia.
I ain't heard that, John.
I heard about that. I heard a little bit about it. I didn't hear all of it.
He was catfishing and hung a body in the Chattahoochee River in Columbus, Georgia.
Man, I'd have thrown my pole in the water, son. I'd have left there.
Fishing would no longer have been on my agenda for quite some time.
Oh, mercy, Jesus. Lord, have mercy. You know that's bad. Somebody missing like that, and you don't know where they are. You know, you don't know where they are. They're in the water somewhere, and you don't know. I pray for them folks. The same thing happened to a guy up here in Albany. He was working for the city of Albany after they had that big rain a couple of weeks ago. He fell in the river getting water samples. I don't think they found him yet.
I don't think they found him yet.
Folks don't know where he's at.
Man, it's sad.
Tragedy.
That's a sad situation.
Yeah.
Yes, all you can do is pray for folks like that.
That's all you can do. That's all we can do. Keep them in our prayer, man. Oh, mercy. You don't never know, boys. I tell you what, you don't never know. You better be ready to hook up when Mr. LeVon Nichols said he hadn't found him yet. And that was 10 days ago, wasn't it, LeVon?
Yeah.
Fell in the river. Get no sample. Get no water.
There's a lesson there, Floyd. We should live every day because like there ain't gonna be no tomorrow, because there might not be. We don't know that.
May not be.
We don't know that.
One phone call away. You're one phone call away and one doctor's visit away from your world turning upside down.
But now I wish.
Thank you, Lord, for the world live. Thank you for the people that are surround me and my wife. We give thanks every day for at the table that we sit at, the community that we live in, and the house that we live in,
That's
and
right.
the people that we know, and the relationship we have with each other and with the Lord Jesus Christ and with the community. It's a great thing. It's a great feeling. People that don't have it, I feel for them. They
That's
lost.
right.
They lost. I don't want to be nowhere else. I hope people don't find out about us where we live. That's what I hope. I hope all
Yep.
them 10 million, that 15 or 20, I have no idea how many millions are that has come in here from somewhere else, and none of them speak the English. I hope they don't never find out about us, but they will. They coming. You know, I thought about something the other day about, they got these newsmen, and Fox is the only one's got a newsman down there. It ain't CBS or NBC, none of them, CNN, none of them. They don't have any news people at the border because that's not newsworthy. That's not newsworthy being at the border. 10 million people who you have no idea who they are, where they come from, what kind of disease they got, or what jail they just got out of. But that's not newsworthy. He's down there and he was asking all of them. He's asking all of them, where you from? Where you from? Oh, we from Guatemala. We from Venezuela. We from China. And he had one of me asking a Chinese woman. She had a phone in her hand. She had a phone in her hand, and he asked her. He said, "Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?" She took it up to his face like that. She looked at her phone. Oh, Los Angeles. The phone was her interpreter. She had a phone that would interpret for her what the guy was saying so she could ask for Los Angeles. She's going to Los Angeles. Chinese going to Los Angeles. Why don't some of these, and this guy's the only one that can ask him. He's the only one that's down there to ask any question. Here's what I would, and if any of y'all out there watching that have any connection with Fox News, tell them for that guy to ask them this. Where are you from? What skill do you have?
What can you do?
What can you do? What did you do in the country that you just left to make a living doing?
That's right.
How many miles did you actually have to walk on your trip up here?
Let me ask you.
Who's paying for your cell phone? Who's paying the bill for your cell phone and keeping it charged? And are you starving to death? That is the first questions I'd ask.
Let me dig into that a little bit there, Floyd. Now, so why? First of all, how did they get to Mexico? They had to get on an airplane to get to Mexico, or boat one. So if they gonna do that and then cross the border, why come they just didn't fly into the United States?
Well, you got to have papers. You have had to have papers. You have to have a visa to get into the United States. So you could come over to Mexico and just walk across, or drive a boat up on the shore of California, and here you are, man. I'm home free. And all I got to do is go to New York City, and I get me $10,000 a month on a debit card.
That's right.
Come on,
how much a month?
Man. Hey, it's only money. It's only the taxpayers' money. That's all it is.
Well, I think I saw it right. Where did they beginning to come across the border in Vermont now? Is that right? Did y'all see that?
They coming from Mexico, and they'll fly into Canada and get off the plane in Canada and walk across the border and come in from up there.
So we getting attacked from the Tennessee South.
Canada don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. Let them come in. Mexico
They
don't
don't
care.
want them. They
Let
don't
them
want
come in. We'll sift y'all on through. Come on, get on out of here.
Did you hear the numbers, Floyd, about how many thousand was from this country and that country? And one of the bigger numbers was from India.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw that. Yeah, they had the Hindus had their turbans around their head.
Yeah.
Now you can't. Let me tell you something. Now you can't come from India. You can't come from. Well, I really can on an airplane, but you can't walk from South America. And I see them down there. All of them got new tennis shoes on. They got clean shoes on. Clean. Ain't none of them are starving. None of them are skinny.
No.
Them women's got butts on them that wide. I'm telling you, all of them is large. All of them is well fed. You don't walk from Guatemala to Del Rio, Texas, or Eagle Pass, Texas, and not get your tennis shoes dirty. And you don't walk with a 3-year-old young on your shoulders from Venezuela to Eagle Pass, Texas. That don't happen. Now, somebody is paying for them to come to Eagle Pass, Texas via a fossil fuel vehicle. They ain't coming on
Mm.
electric cars. And I don't see why all these environmentalists, I don't see why come they ain't just up in arms about that. Hey man, we got to get them folks an electric car down there so they won't be polluting everything. Have y'all ever I ain't never seen nothing like it.
It's unreal.
It's unreal. You can't make it up. Me and Charlie talk every day. We talk every day. He'll come up with something. I go, can't make it up, baby. There ain't no way. You can't write this stuff. We can't come up with this. We can't dream this stuff up. We don't have to.
And from the audience out there, we love y'all. If y'all could help us out with this, give us some comments.
Yeah.
How
Floyd,
much longer can we take this acceleration in prices on stuff? I told Floyd this. Have you bought your air pack of gum lately, Queasel? Just a pack of chewing gum.
No, not just a little pack. I bought a little old plastic thing that had a $3 plastic pack. I bought it at the drug.
You know the Trident packs of gum you see in all these convenience stores. I went into stop. It just happened to be convenient for me to stop at this place, and I went in there to get a pack of chewing gum. I got my little pack of Trident gum and got to the counter with it, and the girl. And this is one of those service stations, and I'm not being politically incorrect here. It is owned by folks that were not born and raised in the United States of America.
It's fact. It's just a fact. This is facts. If y'all don't like facts, anybody out there watching does not like facts. Cut us off, man. You are running your blood pressure up. Cut us off if you don't like facts. Go ahead.
And the little girl behind the counter was just a little girl that was honestly trying to make 40 hours a week and buy groceries. Good, sweet as she could be. She rang that thing up. She said, that'll be $3.20-something cents. I said, what? She said, $3 and such a cents for a pack of gum.
Pack of chewing gum.
It used to be about $1 or $1.25.
No, it used to be a nickel. It used to be a nickel, man. When you give me a pack of that juicy fruit, that'll be a nickel. Wasn't no tax on a nickel. Had to be a dime before there'd be any tax on it.
Speaking of the old stuff, Cody, if you would, those two things. One that speaking about pricing and everything. We'll go into commercial after this, boys, if that's all right with you. But let's ring the bell of some folks' memory here and put up the Elvis Presley. It was in 1977, the year he died, that he played, as you can see here, Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery, Alabama, in February. This is the anniversary. You know, the best seats in the house were $15. $15 to see the king of rock and roll the year he left this earth. $12.50 for the middle seats, and if you're up at the top of Garrett Coliseum, it was $10 to see Elvis, by gosh, Presley.
And live
With the orchestra.
Yeah.
With J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet. Yeah. With the all the fine backup singers. All $15. 1977. Some of us were around to remember that. About the time I was starting to get in the wrestling business, look what Dothan always had. The best in the business. The World Heavyweight Championship match between
Terry Funk
and Jack Briscoe.
Good
night.
In years.
I ain't either.
Yeah. I had the privilege and honor of working with both of those guys, and they were something else. Jack Briscoe could get in that ring in the Houston County Farm Center with Ken Lucas and go an hour. And then they went 90 minutes one night in the summertime, never slowing down just once in a while. And Jack would smoke a whole pack of Marlboro Red cigarettes before he'd go out and get in the ring.
Look at here, Charlie. Look down there in your bottom at your prices down there. Did you see that? Look at the price.
Yeah, put it back up there just for a minute. Yeah. Now see, You could take the whole family, have a big time. You could take the whole family just about to see Elvis and have a good time. I dare y'all to do that now.
Ringside seats $5, children $1. Go somewhere
Yes,
now
sir.
and pay $5. Go to the picture show and pay $5 to get in. But you talking about 1977, Charlie? I bought me a new Lincoln Continental in 1976 for $12,500. Mark
A
IV.
Lincoln Continental.
Lincoln Continental Mark IV.
How much?
$12,000.
$12,000.
$12,000 something.
Styling and
Lincoln
profile.
Continental, one of
Man.
them Bill Blast editions.
Ooh,
Man, that's
ooh,
back
You
when
might
I was jarring the ground, son. I jarred it. Then I hit a sinkhole. It fell. We got to pay some bills. Throw something up there, Cody, so we can pay some bills in, man. If you will.
I'll take it. I'll take a little bit of barbecue. Boy, I wish I had some of those ribs from Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue in Troy, Alabama. That would be fine right now with maybe some coleslaw and some baked beans and even a little bit of their stew. They got it going on, folks. Whether it's the ribs, whether it's the pulled pork, whether it's chicken, great burgers as well. A great menu and good folks to do business with the finest food you'll have anywhere in this part of the country. Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue. They're open for business every day, 901 South 3 Notch at the intersection of US 231. That's the main thing you got to remember. Don't be worried about having to drive off anywhere on South 3 Notch. It's right there at the intersection on the corner of US 231 in Troy, Alabama. Always follow the Facebook page. You'll find specials of the day on there. You also find out that they may be on the road this weekend, set up in Colquitt, Georgia. They could be set up over here in Alabama, any number of places. But get out and get you some of the finest barbecue you'll ever put in your mouth. It's Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue, intersection of 231 and South 3 Notch. We're talking Troy, Alabama. Stop in and see them tomorrow or this weekend.
So what's another one up there, Cody? Yes, sir. We talking about Ziggy B's seafood now with that elderberry syrup. I call it elderberry elixir. Throw us up some seafood stuff up there, Cody. Ziggy B's Seafood Market, Colquitt, Georgia, right there on West Main Street, Colquitt, Georgia, right off the downtown square in Colquitt, Georgia. Went in there today, got my steamed shrimp. I called them up, told them what I wanted. I had to go by the drugstore, pick up some medicine, and by the time I got all the medicine picked, walked in there, had it ready for me, ready waiting. Come on to the house, and one of our friends we got us a pound of them steamed and peeled and deveined shrimp. Got on to the house. One of my friends come to visit with us this afternoon. Hadn't seen her in a while. She came by and stopped with us, asked her to eat supper with us. We had plenty enough for her to eat supper with us. Cooked us a little pot of yellow rice to go with them. They had us a good meal. Ziggy B's Seafood Market. Got right to get you some of them good Cedar Key oysters. Get you some good fresh mullet fish. Get you some of that good salmon. She'll cut you off any kind of piece of salmon you want, ever how big or ever how little. Got frog legs in there. Got good oysters. Got scallops. Got shrimp. Got lobster tail in there. Got all kind of catfish fillets, catfish, whole catfish. You won't beat it. Go to Ziggy B's Seafood Market in Colquitt, Georgia. Tell Miss Ansley you heard about it. You heard about it on the Dirt Road Sports and the Charlie Platt Show, and she'll treat you right. Y'all go see her right there. Ziggy B's Seafood Market, Colquitt, Georgia.
So here's the place you need to go. We talk about it all the time. We warn you about protecting your family, yourself and your family. The Holstered 9, they got any kind of gun you could want. You name it, anything you ammo guns, gun sights, sight and scopes in, anything to do with a gun, they got it. And if you just want to sit around and talk about guns, they will sit around and talk with you about guns. They are the full service gun shop, not only for Colquitt, Georgia, but for this whole entire area. Southwest Georgia, Southeast Alabama, and Northwest Florida. Got people coming from all over at the Holstered 9 They're not hard to find. They're right under those two American flags that fly so pretty every day, right there on 27, just south of town. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, whatever it is you need, they got the ammo. Right next door is Phillips Auto Parts. It's the farmers is getting busy now. Things are getting wet, getting good. It's warming up in the afternoon, and people beginning to want to, do a little maintenance and stuff on their vehicles. The farmers are having to get the tractors and the plows and all ready to go. Johnny and Key has everything you need out there in that line of work. They got all your greases, all your lubricants, hydraulic fluid. They got everything you want. They got good prices. All they ask you is for an opportunity to serve you. You pick up trucks, you need a toolbox, you need a bumper, you need whatever you need. They got it. They a full service truck accessories parts house. They got those world famous Floyd B. Lloyd rabbit pellet grills. All you got to do is go in there. They got several models display right there on the floor. Right across from them there, they got several different flavors. A lot of folks don't know rabbit pellets comes in different flavors, but they got them. Different flavors of rabbit pellets so that you can put that special little touch. Some of you grilling chefs who are out there that knows how to do it, they got the stuff you need to do it with. Gift shop for the ladies, gift shop men. If you're in the dog house and you got to go to parts house, might not hurt to kind of maybe pick up a little something to get out of the doghouse with, or maybe you're just in the running for husband of the year and you want to pick up that little something special for the wife. That's the place you need to be. Go see them. They can cover you almost everything you want. Good people, local business, hard working. They're open just every day except Sunday. They open about a half a day on Saturday, and if you need them, and they ain't there, you call them, they'll meet you there. The Holster Phillips Auto Parts, 27, about a mile off the square. Can't miss it.
Something you just mentioned. Oh, we're gonna do this one too.
Let's go ahead and do some wiggle. Let's do this one, and then we'll hold off on them others for just a little bit there. Cody, let's do some Wiggle Meat Company. I was in there the other day. A good friend of mine who one of my best friends in the world. He does all kind of good stuff for me. I was kind of wanting to pay him back for a little good deeds he's done for me. I went in there and I bought him four 8-ounce fillets. The lady went back there, the gentleman went back there, and they sliced them off. And when I got them back there, that's 4 8-ounce fillets. That's 2 pounds of fillet. I think it was like 2.005 pounds. What it was. That's how good they are at cutting that meat. I said, I want 2 in one pack and 2 in another pack. They vacuum sealed them for me, put them in there, gave them as a gift. Made my day and made my friend's day. And I just wanted to let him know that I appreciate everything he's done for me. He's one of the best friends I got. Call on him anytime. So if you got a good friend or you got anybody that you don't think has had a good steak in a while and might want one, go out there to Sowega Meat Company. Tell them to cut you one of them. Cut you a whole loin of 8-ounce fillets, and you'll be glad you did. You'll make some people happy. Cook them for them if they're your friends. If they ain't got no way to cook, if they having a hard time, that's one of the best things you can do for somebody when they having a hard time is feed them. Go out there to Sowega Meat Company. Hey, you may not want to give them a steak. You may want to cook a rack of ribs, or you may want to give them a grilled pork chop, or you may want to cook them some sausage and some tomato gravy and some biscuits. Feed somebody. That's one of the secrets of life is feeding people and making people happy. You can get something good to eat at Sowega Meat Company. Don't forget about them. Sowega Meat Company, halfway between Concord and Blakely, Georgia. Up there on the hill in the big brown building. You can't miss them. They're friendly folks. They'll help you any way that they can. Go see them. Sowega Meat Company, Colquitt, Georgia, on Highway 27. Proud sponsors of the Dirt Road Sports.
Let me see. So we're talking about the holstered 9, Second Amendment rights and everything. I'll tell you a funny thing. I don't think I've ever told this. Happened to me. This was after heart surgery. Which, by the way, this is the tail end of heart Health Awareness Month, but my cardiologist puts it like this. If you got a pain from your earlobe to your belly button, it might be your heart. So don't let it go unchecked. This is a lot. Some of us kind of know what it's like to go through the zipper treatment. But talking about the Second Amendment, this is after heart surgery, and I was a lot more dedicated to exercising at that particular time. And the cool part of the year, I would go to the mall, Wiregrass Commons Mall, and do my exercise. That's a good place. Controlled environment, temperature. You're not gonna sweat. You're not gonna get cold. Just right. And I've been a licensed through all that time, licensed carrier for many, 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 many years. It didn't just start with me. I've been carrying a pistol for a long time. And I had a 25 caliber that I would just slip in my back pocket of my blue jeans, go out there and walk. And I'd always kind of take my shirt tail out, Floyd, if you know what I mean. So it kind of cover up the gun. But one day I didn't take the shirt tail out. And one of the security guards out there, nice fella, he stopped me. He said, Mr. Charles, we see you. He speaks to me every time I was out there. He said, I want to ask you something. He said, are you carrying? I said, yeah. I said, I have a permit. He said, oh, I don't. He said, why do you think, what makes you think you need to carry out here walking? I said, because you guys ain't got one.
They ain't got one gun. That's right.
That's right. Good point.
They got a badge.
He said,
they got a badge.
He
Badge
said,
is
they got a little badge on,
security.
but they didn't carry a firearm. I said, cause y'all ain't got one.
Emasculated. It's nothing.
Look here, you've been split open and put back together with super glue. You ain't wanting to get in a fight with nobody. If somebody wants to fight, you go shoot them.
Yeah, just shoot them. I can't fight, man. Please.
I
And all that time, Charlie, how long you been how long have you had a pistol, you think, in your life?
Oh, I started carrying a pistol in 1976.
Okay. Right 48 years. You ever shot anybody?
No.
You ain't never had to, have you? You ain't never had to shoot
No.
nobody. But if you did have to,
Oh, it was.
that's it.
Yeah.
See, guns do not kill people. See that pistol
That's
that goes
right.
jump out of Charlie's pocket or my pocket or Queezer's pocket, and we all got one. I promise you, every one of us got one in our pocket right there. It ain't gonna jump out and shoot nobody. It ain't gonna do that. It takes an individual. It's like the folks up at the Kansas City Chiefs big celebration. They the world champion, man. They the Super Bowl champion. Everybody happy, man. We boogie. We having a big time, man. We drinking mimosas, and we boogie. We drinking cold beer. We having a big time. Youngers everywhere, women chilling everywhere, roaming everywhere, and here they are. Here they are.
Yeah.
And they shooting the gun sideways like that. They don't shoot it like a gun. They shoot it sideways. Ain't got nobody up over the head, just everywhere shooting the gun. Kill one woman who just happened to be at the event. And I don't know, 22 or 23 that they shot, The gun did not do that. So no matter what you hear on MSNBC or CNN or ABC or CBS or NBC, the gun did not do the shooting. The person that was pulling the trigger is the one that was doing the shooting. And the person that was pulling the trigger had a lower IQ than the gun had an IQ.
So, that's exactly right.
But if you get rid of the gun, everything, that's all you do is just get rid of the guns. And I can remember.
The law-abiding people won't have a gun.
Yeah, but do you remember? I remember back when I was probably a teenager or younger. I can remember a car tag and a car bumper that said this. It said, "When guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns." You remember that old sticker?
Oh yeah.
And that old saying. I can remember that from way yonder back, way back.
Folks had more sense than they got now. And you could go to school. I remember because I didn't do it when I was in school because I didn't have no automobile. Nobody else had no automobile or truck or nothing to drive to school. No gun or nothing else. But later on, you go to high school, they have a gun. Everybody had a gun in the 70s. In the 70s in Miller County, Georgia, everybody had a gun rack in their pickup truck behind the seat, and they had at least 2 guns in there, a shotgun and a
And
rifle.
checked,
At
I went to
least
and
school.
2
they,
guns in there. And
I went to
and
none
they
of them
didn't
guns,
lock it.
we didn't have no mass shootings. There were no mass shooting. There were no mass shootings at school.
No.
I went to school 3 years with a gun rack and a shotgun and a 22 rifle in mine every single day.
Right behind
And
your
here's
head,
the
right there. Mhm.
yeah, and here's the thing: none of us had a door that they wouldn't lock, so that your truck was just out there unlocked.
So,
And
Yeah,
nobody
that's
gonna
what
fool with it.
they do.
because
Cause,
you know
Lock it.
you
folks had
didn't have
some
electric,
raw fiber back then.
you didn't have
They had some
electric.
raisin.
You had an old key, and it was arrested, and all it would turn and unlock it. But we all had it.
No.
Sure
Mhm.
did.
They lit the
Sure
key in
did.
it. Man, please, this is
Oh.
what a world we live in today. Man, Lord help us. Woo, come in back in here, Lord. Take me back. Hey, don't take me back to 1965. Just take me back to 1977, if you will.
That's right.
Take me back there.
That's right. It's
Woo.
we have
Glad y'all
we
tuned in tonight. We got all kind of people chiming in there. There's
Yeah.
Angela Bracewell, she's tuned in there. Ziggy B, she's tuned in there talking about guns don't kill people and forks don't make folks fat. Now, there ain't no truer statement ever been
that's
made.
about as
A
true as
fork
you can
ain't gonna
get.
make you fat.
That's
I
about
promise.
as true as you get.
It's what you put in
That's
that
it.
fork, what you put on that fork and put in your mouth. That's what is gonna make you fat. And a gun ain't gonna kill you. The person with the gun is what's gonna kill you.
That's right.
Exactly.
I didn't know. But anyway, we're glad to have y'all tuned in with us tonight. I don't know if Marvin's going to be able to come in. I wish he would. Yeah, he's watching because he's already chimed in one time about his continuing education class. I know he's watching. But listen. I got a trivia question. Let's put us up there. Put us up there, Cody. Put us up the trivia question there with the Hissy Fit folks. We got to give them a plug. Put us up there and let's talk about that. I'm gonna give y'all a shot to win a car tag tonight, if you will. And I'm gonna let y'all chime in up here when I see it up here on the screen. Hissy Fit, Southern Hissy Fit, 726-4825 on the square, on the southwest corner of the square in Colquitt, Georgia. You got the ladies in there. She's been doing this. Miss Vicky's been doing this probably for 40 years, doing this stuff. Embroidery, t-shirts, tumblers, customize anything that you want, raincoats, pocketbooks, jewelry, t-shirts, whatever. If you're celebrating a special anniversary for anybody, or y'all having a family reunion, she can fix your t-shirts up for you, fix your polo shirts up for you, fix your jackets up for you, your windbreakers, your caps, whatever you need, tumblers, caps. It don't matter if it's something that's going to promote you or your family or your business. You'll see Southern Hissy Fits. They'll do you a fine job. She's done a lot of work for me from way back yonder. She's done a lot of, when she was in Blakely, she did some advertising work for me and always been satisfied. I've always been satisfied with everything they did. Everything that comes out of that shop, you'll be proud of it. You won't ever have to apologize to anybody for giving them anything that comes out of Southern Hissy Fits. And here is the trivia question for tonight. And I just came up with this, by George. And folks that don't know us, they ain't no way they're going to get it. So any of you folks you folks that's watching from Martha's Vineyard, you ain't going to get it, I promise you. Give me the year and the make and the model of Reverend Pencil Johnson's car. Now this is gonna be some diehard, and I ain't gonna throw this other one. And I was gonna say, and what's on top of the car? We ain't gonna do that. If we can get the make, the model, and the year of Reverend Pencil Johnson's car.
I wonder if he's a
Can I answer it?
Put the screen up there, and we'll give you a car tag. Put up the car tag up there, if you will. Put it up there, Corey. Can you see the tag? That's what you're gonna get right there. If you win this thing. All right, let's go back. Let's put it back. But Reverend Johnson, and I'm gonna give you some hints. He was so heavy. And I run up with a good friend of mine, and run up with a good friend of mine the other night up here at TK's Bar and Grill. And he was talking about, and the front end was splayed out, if you will, because Reverend Johnson was so heavy. He was Mr. Terry Shamlin from Dawsonville, Georgia. He and I go way, 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 way back. And he always, every time I see me, he said, man, he said, is them wheels still splayed out on that? He knows what kind of car it was because he told me it was.
Yeah.
He may not be watching tonight, but what kind of car did Reverend Pistol Johnson drive? We want to give a tag away, man. Well, that's in his defense. We want to get tags out there. So if y'all will chime in.
What did he drive?
Huh?
What did he drive? That's what.
Yeah, what did he drive? What kind of car did he drive? Just tell us what kind of car he drove. What first one chimes in? We go. And I know. The shadow knows. I know he.
Yeah, I know he knows it.
But he's done whatever kind of tag. He's done whatever kind of mug we got. Everything that we got, he's won.
He got a dirt road sport on every one of them hearse he drives around when he be buried. So he got a dirt road sport.
He's a local embalmer.
Yeah.
You know, I told you there's 5 people that you need in your life, and the 3 of them advertise with us. Right. And the other 2 know us.
Yeah. He that shouted the last man that'll ever let you down.
I ain't heard nothing out of our banker lately since that died. The bank must have got on him.
Yeah.
Nope. Ain't it? Nope. No, man, get out of here on a 77 Plymouth, please. No. Don't get caught dead in no Plymouth.
77 model Plymouth.
Man, please. No. You ain't even close, Lee. Whoa, you get close. No, you close, E. You close, but you got. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a little older than that.
Yeah, wrong on the year.
Yeah, that was that 78 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. That's what they talking about. And Miss Wiley left to his mama that she drove around. Miss Wiley Kimmel, she left at 78 Cadillac Coupe de Ville to Veronica, and she drove it around. And one time, Miss Wiley always smoked cigarettes. She was smoking cigarettes and having that lipstick on, smoking cigarettes. One time, I slipped out into Veronica's car, and I had me a cigarette, and I puffed on it. I got me some lipstick and put on it, and I put the cigarette down in the ashtray with the lipstick on there. She never got back in the car. That was bad, wasn't it? I'm still in that car. Oh, Lord, I'm just joking. We didn't ever do that. No, it wasn't no Eldorado. No, the Reverend Johnson ain't no Eldorado man. That was Brother Ray Dean with the Eldorado. That wasn't Reverend Johnson.
You remember I got the Floyd? Yeah. You remember I got the little tape, and we showed it one time of that one when they had the sale out there to sell Ray Dean out. Yeah. That Cadillac convertible that was out there. Got a good shot of that. That might have been one of Pencil's cars.
Yeah, it could have been. Could have been one of Pencil's cars. Because him and Ray was big buddies. Oh, man, get out of here. Who?
Fairlane.
Billy Shingler. What you
How he get to be a lawyer and don't know no more than that?
He didn't know Fairlane.
What?
He couldn't get in a Fairlane. And weighed 475 pounds. How you going to fit in a Fairlane Ford? Please. It wouldn't pull off. He'd bust the shock absorbers on it.
What you talking about?
He bust a hole. He'd break a Fairlane in half.
It was Emmanuel. I figured Emmanuel would know. He wasn't listening that night. No, he knows.
You think he playing with him?
Yeah.
No, too old. You're too old. Nope. But Reverend Johnson was this big. I don't know if y'all ever heard some of the stories about Reverend Johnson, but he was for real. Reverend Johnson was a federal folk. No, we don't make any of these folk. We make nothing up. We don't have to.
No.
These are for real preachers. He weighed about 475 pounds. And he would ride around and on his car. He'd ride around on his car, and he had some loudspeakers on the top up there, strapped to the top of his car, and big old bullhorn loudspeaker. And he'd be preaching, and he'd pull up on the square up here in Cockwood, and he'd go to preaching. Man, he'd go to preaching, bearing down, sucking, wheezing, gasping. And he had his family. They sung. They were the singers. Had a couple of daughters in that singing. Had an old he had a boy had a big old black pompadour hairdo like that. He picked that electric guitar. They get up on the square and they preach up on the square on Saturday evening. They ain't get out of here a station wagon. Please, man, Reverend Johnson ain't gonna wear no. He ain't gonna drive. We talking about a Pentecostal.
He had
driving.
He had a fan belt.
Are you? What is wrong with you, man?
Floyd, when he turned his air conditioning on, his fan belt squalled a little bit, didn't it? How'd that fan belt sound?
Fan belt be squalling, but especially when he cut that air conditioner on to try to cool down, you know, in there. Yeah.
How'd that fan belt sound?
Y'all hear that? Yeah, did I tell y'all I run up with Bookie the other day? I run up with Bookie and Donnell Goree. They had got off together. They had got off together. They had got off together. They were going to try to grunt them some fish bait. There ain't no such thing no more as grunting fish bait. Anyway, Donnell's stomach got told me. He said he told Bookie, he said, I got to go over here on the side over here. He said, I'll be right over here. By that time, Donnell went over there. He was real quiet for a minute. Boogie still grunting fish bait. Won't, you know, grunting fish. Hey, where you at, Donnell? Where you at, Donnell? And Donnell said, I'm over here. By that time, Donnell hollered, ow, woo! He hollered like that. And Boogie went over there. Donnell laying out over there, man. He was all scrunched up. He was holding his private section down there with his hand. Boogie said, what the matter with you, Donnell? He said, I don't know, said I think a little old rattlesnake bit me. Boogie said, we by here. He bit me down here. He bit me down here in my private part. He bit me in my private part there. Wait a minute, I'm talking like Boogie. Boogie said, wait about you. And he said, he bit me down here in my private part. He said, call it 911. So anyway, Boogie get on the phone. He said, just 911. Yes, and what's the problem? I got a friend out here that got me on a rattlesnake out here. He said, where did he bite him? He bit him on his private. He bit him on his private part. This is hard to do. He bit him on his private part. What can I do to save his life? He said, the man at the 911 said, if you got a knife, he said, yes, I got a sharp knife. He said, well, go over there with a snake bit him on his private parts and cut an egg in it and suck out the pores and spit it out. And said, he'll be okay. Donnell said, what did he say, Bookie? Bookie said, you gonna die.
I got a question. Lord, when you and Nadine went to the doctor today to get something for your throat,
yes,
does it have a lot of codeine in it, or was it from Dr. Lord Calvin?
It would. It'd be from, if anything, it'd be from Dr. Johnny. It would be from Dr. Lord Calvin.
I'm
nobody got the pride right.
I'm disappointed.
I ain't giving no tag away tonight. Y'all, none of y'all don't pay no attention, so I ain't giving no tag away.
Whoa. You what? You disappointed?
I'm disappointed. Nobody don't know that.
I am too.
It's famous as Reverend Johnson
I told that story about him.
Yeah.
As many times as I told it. I reckon they done forgot it. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing about storytelling. Come on, you still ain't got it, E. You still ain't got it. That's the thing about storytelling. So you can keep, it's like Louis Grizzard. He go tell the same stories forever, and people loved it. It's just, I don't know. I think it's in the way you tell the story. It's what keeps it interesting. But we have told that story so. Thunderbird, get out of here, Mary Ann. You know he ain't drove no T-Bird automobile.
He couldn't get in it. He couldn't. Ain't no way to get past Thunderbird.
He might drove one of them old, like on them old 71 or something like I used to have with them big doors, them big suicide doors and all over up. You know, he could do that. No, he wasn't no T-Bird man. T-Bird man was out for Reverend Johnson. But it's story. Nope. Yeah. Lee Scott, he's just all over the board tonight. Him and Matt, they all over the board.
But he's thinking in the right direction.
You try to, and you got to like the story yourself. If you're gonna tell it, you got to like the story. you got to understand. You got to know the character. You got to know the people you telling the story about. All right, he got it. All right, well, you got pick one. Pick one right there.
Yeah, you got to pick
right
one.
The 72 or 1975. Pick one. Pick one right now. You got one chance. If you don't win it on this one right here, we calling it off.
Who?
But you got to enjoy. Billy Shingler, he's out. Billy Shingler, you go. Emmanuel Hare, he won the tag. 1972 Cadillac Coupe DeVille Cadillac. Two-door Coupe DeVille, I'm talking about. Had a hood as long as a rope on it. And they had speakers mounted up on the top of it. Emmanuel Hare, he get him something else to add to his collection. Now, I'm glad you won it, E. I'm glad you won it. You're a good man.
Hey, look, while we on this and history tag, you know, we had a meeting after last week's show, and Marvin told me to make sure I brought this up tonight. We asked a trivia question and nobody could answer. You know, we asked who owned the house, who did Andy and who owned the house before Andy Griffith and Opie bought it. Who did they buy that house from? Yeah. Nobody answered it. But Tyler Richardson typed in the answer that he typed in that Jerry Knowles. And we decided that's the best trivia answer.
He won the tag. Yeah. I told Marvin that. I said,
the tag.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tyler won the tag.
Yep, we were going. He got a tag.
He got a tag. Yeah, Tyler Richardson got a tag. He won it. Jerry Knowles didn't own it, but it's such a great answer. It's a great answer. You know, sometimes you don't have to be correct. Just have a good answer, man. Just be unique with it.
So some folks going back to the history thing again that we all, that's, you don't want to know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. I got to give a shout out to Channel 4. They did a story this week, or maybe it was Panama City TV station, but it was on Channel 4 about clubs that will never be forgotten in Panama City, Florida, that are hard to forget. Now, Floyd can speak more of this than I can because Floyd was a participant down there for some of these when I was a little too young to be, just a few years behind him, but you know, a little too young to be there. The Old Dutch and the Red Rooster, better known as the Kicking Chicken down there, was kind of across from each other.
Got a cattywampus. Mm-hmm.
But I read something in this story that Channel 4 did. I didn't know it went back that far, but then again, I was reminded I had an old Dothan Eagle newspaper article that somebody in Memories of Dothan had put up, where Hank Williams had a wreck on 231 south of Dothan with a local person coming back from an theatrical engagement in Northwest Florida, is what it said. When actually it should have said Hank Williams played a beer joint down there in Northwest Florida and was on his way back to Montgomery. But Hank Williams actually performed at the Old Dutch.
Hank Williams Sr., the senior.
Hank Williams Sr. It would have to have been before the New Year's Day, 1953, because that's when he died. I would imagine it was probably right after 47 when he got popular. But I didn't realize that place had been down there that long.
Longer than that, man. Way back.
I mean, way back. But Hank Williams sang, it mentioned that he sang his hit song, Cold, Cold Heart, at the Old Dutch. That's going back to years.
I remember the Old Dutch, but I remember Chicken well. I remember it.
Yeah.
And somebody put on that too, Charlie, about the Old Hickory. I remember that one. The Old Hickory. The Swinging Medallions played there. And
I imagine a lot of some of the folks that's tuned in, maybe not Martha's Vineyard, remember the old hangout. I was too young to be a participant, but I would go to the hangout with other folks, and that was Long Beach. That was a big deal back in the day.
That was a big deal back in the day. You daggone right.
None of that stuff.
All the folks like that went out to the drag strip and all. With them race cars and all, they'd come back in there. They'd park out there. They had them race cars up on the trailers and the trucks and everything. They'd park them race cars out there, and all them drag race car fans would come to the Old Dutch after the drag races was over with. And I heard a story one time about a friend of mine from Chicago, Furrow Tab. He was down there. He had a man. He was a boy dog with the drag racing. Then he had he got a gallon of South Georgia Shine, Miller County Shine, some of that Miller County, some of that Miller County Gold, and took it in there. He said they had to drag in one of them out there. They was all of them done overindulged in that shine. They wasn't used to it. See, they wasn't acclimated to it. They were dragging them Tom Collins and all that stuff. Damn, he put them all to sleep. Yeah, the Pine Tree Lounge. I remember the Pine Tree Lounge at the Queen. Cut off there on 231. Yep. Go the back way back there. Good.
I remember that.
Man, that was way back now.
What was the name of the country music one down there, Floyd? It was right there on 98. Up in the Tennessee Studs always played that. What was the name of it?
Gold Nugget.
Gold Nugget.
That was it. Gold Nugget. That was it.
Dixie Hatfield and Daryl Harold Driver, Gerald Driver, Dixie Hatfield, and one more had the Dixie Hatfield combo down there. And that's where J.R. Smith, who was managing Hank Jr. at the time, their piano player, had to was sick, had to have some surgery. And they got Dixie from the Gold Nugget to fill in for the sick piano player. Long story short, the piano player didn't make it. And that got Dixie a full-time gig as a keyboard man for Hank Williams Jr. in the Bama Band.
Dixie Hatfield?
Yes, sir.
I heard that name, Charlie, before somewhere other than that. Was he in the radio business?
Big Bam.
That's
it.
Man, they used to have big bam shows up there in Montgomery at the Coliseum. I mean, they'd have Lou Christie, Billy Joe Royal. They'd have they'd have 25 big acts in there on one night. And gosh,
they did a Florida did a 3-night tour with all those stars. The Brennan family that owned WBAM owned the Big Ape in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's right. Yep.
WAPE, and they owned the big 50,000 water in Birmingham. So they would play Birmingham, Montgomery, and Jacksonville. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. They'd have all those same stars for 3 nights.
Man,
we gotta get Bill J. This week I'm gonna get Bill J. Moody to agree to come on with us one night and tell the stories about the big bam shows and stuff like that, because Bill J. is doing great. He's here in Dothan, retired. And you remember that name too, don't you, Floyd?
Yeah, I remember Bill J. Moody. Heck yeah. All right, let's go to plug us in there, if you will, Cody, to KWG Plumbing. Oh, Kenny Wayne Garden, one of our most favorite viewers in there. There, go ahead and tell him about him, Queasel, and I'm gonna talk to him on the phone when you get done with him. And don't say nothing about the 24-hour service. I've told Marvin this for the last 6 weeks to take the 24-hour service off of that. He's not available 24 hours. You couldn't afford him if he wanted to get up at 2 o'clock. If you made him get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and come unplug your toilet, you couldn't afford him. Take away the 24-hour service. Go ahead with him, Queasel. Talk about it. And then I'm gonna call him on the phone and we're gonna talk to him.
Y'all, if y'all been watching this, y'all know what we say about him. KW, there ain't nothing they can't do in the plumbing line. No job is too big, job is too small. They love to do new construction. They love to take old stuff and make it new. If you're in a renovation, they want to be a part of it. If you just got something that ain't working right, if you got a leak,
hang on, baby.
If y'all like me, you think you done something. If you fix something or put something in 20 years ago, you think it's supposed to last 100, but it don't do that. So you have to look after your stuff. You better check on it every now and then and see if you got a little water drip here, a little water drip there. He can fix that. They can do anything you want to do. If you got a clog, call him. He can get it unclogged. KWG Plumbing, 229-220-6694. They're licensed in Georgia, licensed in Alabama. Honest. He is the most honest fella that you'll ever deal with. He won't even lie about fishing. He is a good man. When he ain't working, you know what he's doing? He's taking up time with his family, going fishing, going hunting, doing that kind of stuff. He loves the Lord. He's a man of his word. Let me tell you something. Just remember this. If it ain't flowing, KWG Plumbing will get it going. Call him. And Floyd's got him on the line. Floyd, talk to him tonight and see what he's got going
Man,
on.
we got him hooked up. We got Kenny Wayne Garney on the line, KWG Plumbing guy. How many plumbers can you call and talk to them at 9 o'clock, 10 after 9 at night? How many plumbers can you talk to? How many plumbers you got on your quick dial there is what I'm talking about. All of y'all need to have him on your quick dial because he can get it going. He can fix you up. No job too small, too large, or too small. Kenny Wayne, talk to us, baby. Tell us what's going on in the fishing world out there.
Yes, sir. Doing good, loud and clear, man. Glad to be on tonight, man. I surely appreciate y'all running our ad. It's working, man, because the phone's ringing. Man, the fish are biting. We've been working at Lake Seminole this week. God bless us with a job right on the lake. And it was funny you mentioned the rattlesnake a while ago because we're working at Rattlesnake Point. So that story went right along with the job site we've been on. We've been fishing off the dock. It's hard to work and fish. You kind of got to do one or the other. So we just put our poles out and go back to work. Mess around, had 15 catfish right off the dock in 3 days.
Good Lord. We got one here. We got a picture here of you catching two at one time. I don't know if I were. There you are right there, right on the right side, right there. You got two catfish right there at one time, man. Right there. And there they are on the tailgate. Go ahead.
Yeah, we had two catfish at one time there. Every time we turned around, they went to bite and left and right. They using chicken liver. We end up going to town on our lunch break and buying another pole so we could put out another one. We ended up having 3 at a time one time.
Come on, man. Listen, let me ask you a question about the river. What's we riding over the bridge and everything looked like that boy is up and looked like it's dark anyway.
Yes, sir. The water's high down at the lake. It's pretty much a full pool down there at the lake, and it's muddy. But now I'm gonna tell you, them catfish, they bite blind. They can smell that food. They'll come to it if you put a line out there and all. I talked to one fella and said, man, you can't catch no speckled perch in this mud. Then I talked to another fella and he said, man, I caught 30 specks the other day. And I said, good Lord, I don't know which one to put.
That wasn't that one that said he caught them 30 specks. That wasn't the preacher over at the Freeway Baptist Church, was it?
No. It wasn't the preacher. He said he ain't had time to fish. He's been doing duties. He ain't had time to go.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. He knows he can't come on here and spew all that stuff. We got the fishing man on it. We got the fishing man here on the line with us tonight. Kenny Wayne Garney, KWG Plumbing. Go ahead and tell us what you've been doing, Kenny. What kind of job you've been working on?
We've been down at a retired doctor's house down there. Got some property at Seminole Shores there at Rattlesnake Point. Pretty much remodeling the whole house, moving the laundry room around, redoing both bathrooms, kitchen, going to add on a mother-in-law suite and a 2-story garage. Pretty big job, man. Just very thankful for that.
Amen, bro. Hey, Kenny Wayne, KWG Plumbing can do your work for you. It's commercial, industrial, it's residential, whatever you need in the plumbing line. Y'all give Wayne Garney a call at KWG Plumbing. Colquitt, Georgia. Check him out. He's a good man. We're proud to have him as a sponsor on our show. Anything else there, Wayne?
Yes, sir. I got 3 things I want to leave from Captain Hook. Yes, sir. And this is teach your children well. Teach them to hunt and fish and build shelters in the wilderness. That way us taxpayers, won't have to feed them or shelter them for the rest of their lives.
Amen, bro.
Number 2 is February, Valentine's Day month. And there's just something about a pickup that drives a woman crazy. And that be countrified.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all.
God bless you, brother. Thank you. We love you. See you, buddy. Kenny Wayne Garney. He's a great American. He's a real American. He's for real, ain't he, Queasel?
He is.
He is for real.
Deal. Hey, Cody, pop our attorney up there. We got to talk about him for a minute, because I'm gonna tell y'all why he's a good attorney, and here's the reason. Because you see the 3 of us on television tonight, we ain't in jail. He is a good attorney. That's why. That's why we got him hooked up. If he can keep the Dirt Road Sports and Charlie Platt out of jail, he is good lawyer. His nickname is Not Guilty. When he walks in the courtroom, the DAs and the prosecutors, they just throw up their hands and walk out because they know there ain't a chance. He's known across the nation as the Not Guilty lawyer. Shingler Law, Bingler, hey, there ain't a better lawyer out there. If my life was hanging on something, he'd be my first phone call. If I was having to come up with thousands of dollars to pay a fine, that's who I'm going to call, because he's going to do everything he can do to get that not guilty. Good man, good guy, good friend, excellent lawyer. 229-524-1225. Call him, and the words you're going to be listening to after you talk to him is going to be not guilty. Shingler Law, call it.
We got about the weather time now, and y'all ain't we getting about time for the. Have we got any more ads that we need to run tonight, Cody? There you go, right there. Go ahead, Charlie.
From Kelly's Crop Insurance over in Colquitt, Georgia. The folks to see for all your insurance needs and your crop, your 2024 crop you're about to put in the ground. Hey, folks, we got a little 50% chance of rain. That's mainly going to be here. I'm almost saying a few minutes later on tonight during the overnight hours, and maybe a slight 20% chance of some showers tomorrow. The only cool we've got to look forward to is going to be probably, I'm going to say the Sunday morning is going to be our coolest. And actually don't say that, but I'm going to swap those numbers around a little bit. And then look at here. We get that springtime weather coming in. I don't know if you've noticed over in Colquitt on Flamingo Boulevard, but with those trees you got in your yard, you should have some pollen on your white vehicle. Am I right?
Yes, sir. We got we got some pollens, and we got our red buds blooming. Our Japanese magnolias have bloomed out. Red buds are blooming.
So what I'm trying to say here is get your allergy medication out, because there's going to be more of that pollen next week when we go up to around 80 degrees, and another little chance of rain coming in on Thursday of next week. What about Floyd's list tonight?
Floyd got a list. Hold on just a second. Floyd go get his list here going. Hold on just a second. Let me communicate here with our AI guy.
Oh,
hold on. Y'all go ahead and talk just for a minute.
Well, I was just going to say that, man, I like the way them temperatures look. Cause when you get up there around that 79 and that 80, you getting in Queasel's temperature. You getting in my territory now, because them plum trees are going to go to blooming. And if they ain't already blooming, and that means the speck of perch is going to go to spawning. And that means that you can start bringing them in the boat when they start doing that. They coming in that shallow water, getting in there ready to.
The dogwood trees too. Don't forget about that.
Won't be long. That's right. And it's fixing to be pollen time over here, boys. I'm telling you. I hope my
right around the corner.
I think my Satsumas is going to make some this time. I think the weather was right on them. I know we had a little bit of real cold. It knocked some leaves off my Satsuma, but mercifully, that mine and Billy and Rhonda Pates up there and Dr. Hartzog's over there, and well, maybe we'll have some Satsumas this year. Had a mighty slim crop last year. The weather did not agree with us last year, but there's one thing that I'm going to tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how much you watch MSNBC or CNN, you, a human being, are totally incapable of controlling the weather. Always remember that. Now you can walk, you can walk, and you can graze on somebody else's lawn out there for your sustenance, and don't eat no beef. You ain't gonna change the weather by doing that. I promise you.
Nope.
All you gonna be doing is looking like a fool. But so
That's right.
Don't worry about it. The weather's gonna take care of itself. Good Lord's got everything in balance. He's got it all tuned in. He's got it dialed in. He knows what to do it, and when to do it, and how to do it. But Floyd short listen now. Put on old Barry Hill there, if you will. Cody, I forgot about that. Put Bear Hill on. Let's show his picture.
There he is.
Show him what we do.
There he is.
He's one of our #1 main sponsors right there. We love him. Bear Hill Auctioneer has been with us for a long, long time. I've been knowing him since 1986. I've been knowing that young gentleman right there. He and I have spent many a day, and Nadine was with us some of those days in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And
All
I can
right.
tell you some stories. I can tell you some stories from now till Juneteenth, and that won't repeat myself not one time. And we have been over there. Me and Brother TC and my wife Nadine have been over there in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Holy be to his name, Muhammad. We have been over there when Ramadan was taking place. And I can tell you some stories about Ramadan. Get ready for Ramadan. It's coming up March the 11th through April the 9th. 30 days of celebration of the Prophet Muhammad. Blessed be to his name, as they say. So y'all get ready for it. Ramadan's coming. So far, we don't have Ramadan here in the United States. Matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of time. Let's do our Floyd's list of impossibilities tonight. Short list tonight. I've been busy. Then I usually do a lot of my short list stuff on Thursday afternoon while my mind is fresh, and I know we got to go. I'm in the crunch time, but tonight I understood it, and our main man producer wasn't going to be on tonight. Threw everything out of balance. Through everything. Y'all know how that works. It throws your whole thought process out of balance. And if you don't have complete control of your thought process, it messes you up. Impossibility. That the term diversity is our strength. Have y'all heard that before? Who says that? Who mostly says that? What denomination of politicians says that? Diversity is our strength. It's a Democrat, a communist Democrat. Diversity is our strength. Here's an impossibility. That the term diversity is our strength will ever work out good for the host country. Come on.
That's it.
It's an impossibility. This is for real impossibility right here. You can go ahead and write this one down. So, and you folks on Martha's Vineyard up there want to take a note on this one. Impossibility that a dead Muslim terrorist will ever terrorize anyone ever again.
That makes sense to me.
I would say it again. Say it again. I say that a dead Muslim terrorist, a dead one, will ever terrorize anyone ever again. Ever again is a long time, ain't it?
A long time.
He was impossibility that y'all hold on a minute. Impossibility that Nancy Pelosi would ever go into a beauty shop and say, "Give me one of those Whoopi Goldberg hairdos." I would love some of you folks that are watching out there that might know how to do. I would love for y'all to Photoshop Nancy Pelosi with a Whoopi Goldberg hairdo on. We'll put that up next week. If y'all will do that, we'll put that up and we'll recognize y'all for y'all's talent doing that. Now, impossibility that Hillary Clinton could ever wear one of Judge Janine Pirro's dresses. Would y'all like to see Hillary trying to get in one of Judge Janine's dresses? Impossibility that Al Sharpton could ever vote Vivek Ramaswamy on a write-in candidate ballot. Try spelling that, Reverend Al, Vivek Ramaswamy. Impossibility to find any academic or athletic awards that was won by Al Sharpton. The impossibility that any Democrat or CNN or MSNBC or elected Democrat politician will ever utter the words, he was an Islamic Muslim terrorist. And last but not least, impossibility that Joe Robinette Biden Jr. can go 8 hours without having a bowel evacuation in his depends.
Mm.
What more can be said?
Okay, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Turn out the lights. The party is over. We appreciate y'all being with us each and every Thursday night or whatever time you get to watch it. We appreciate y'all enjoying us enough to tune in to just a bunch of rednecks with class, 4 rednecks with class, visiting and having a good time. Now, the 3 that you see on the screen now are not a part of the conclave going on down in Bainbridge. So, you know, we understand that he has other obligations that he has to fulfill, and we just bear the cross is all I can say.
You done it.
We
You
need to pray. We need to pray for this nation, folks. I was talking to Floyd today, and it gets crazier every day. I was talking to another buddy of mine today, and I said, you know, it's bad when you can't go out to a restaurant, you can't go to a grocery store, or you can't drive down the road without getting disturbed by what's going on around you. Now, see, I didn't say get mad, because we ain't supposed to get mad, but we get distressed and disturbed with all the stupidity going on in this nation. And I believe prayer is the only thing, the good Lord is the only person, the only being that can straighten it all out or let it be straightened out. His will be done. And to you, my good friend Queef.
Charlie, you hit the nail on the head, brother. That's the only thing. If we all would just pray that His will be done, because I think that's the only thing that's keeping us in. There's a few good people out there praying for this nation, and I think we need to pray. Maybe we need to quit praying for what we think needs to happen, and maybe we ought to pray for what He thinks needs to happen. I think that might be the best thing that we need to do. Been enjoyed tonight. Missed old Marvin. It just ain't the same when he ain't here, because ain't nobody here to holler at us. Ain't nobody here to go to a commercial when we get too heavy on him, and but miss him. He had a prior engagement. He had a more pressing engagement, and the more they talked about eating supper, the more it started pressing. So he had to go and be at that. But we did miss him, and but it's a good show. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed being with y'all. Just want to remind everybody: listen, life's short. You're doing good today. Tomorrow might not be so good.
That's it.
You just don't know. You need to live in today and be like Floyd says. You need to be appreciative for everything that you got. You need to be thankful for every day, for every minute, for every that you are here. Look around at your blessings, like he says. It's the little things that we look over and we forget. We need to that's what's important. The things that we take for granted. We love y'all. Hope to see y'all again next week. Take care. Be careful, Floyd.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Queasel. Had a great time with y'all tonight. Thank you. We miss Marvin. We always miss Marvin. We had to really stretch ourselves to fill Marvin's shoes. I'll be honest with you. Marvin does a lot for this show. There's a lot of things that we can't do that Marvin does. We love Marvin. Marvin knows we love him. We pick on him, but he picks on us too. Like if we say something that, like Queasel said, that Marvin, he'll shoot us on over there. If he don't like it, he'll shoot us to a commercial and cut us off.
That's right.
Thank you, Cody, for not cutting us off. We had the full show tonight, had the full reign of everything we wanted to do tonight. I'll leave you with this, ladies and gentlemen. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Never, never, ever go anywhere without exercising your Second Amendment rights. You never know when you might need them. Surround yourself with like-minded people, people that you know are trustworthy. Surround yourself with those kind of people. You surround yourself with anybody that's any indifferent than that you don't trust, that you don't know, that you don't believe in free, get away from them. Nothing good is going to happen as a result of that relationship. And I'm talking about you young girls. I'm talking about you young boys. If you know that the person that you're associating with, that you're trying to have a relationship with, ain't going to work, it ain't going to work. Surround yourself with like-minded. Be vigilant of your surroundings. Put that cell phone down when you are walking to your car. Put that stupid cell phone down when you are walking to your car. I see so many people, especially young people and young girls. They will be walking and they will be oblivious to the world. They are looking at that stupid thing right there, and there's nothing on that right there that's going to do you any good. It's nothing but a distraction. It is nothing. It ain't a thing in the world but the devil. I'm telling you, the devil working his works with us. Put that stupid thing down and pay attention to what you're doing. If you got an elderly neighbor somewhere, an elderly person that's staying by themselves, I don't care if they're rich or poor or whatever they are, if they staying by themselves, contact those people. Talk to them, and don't say I'm gonna call them tomorrow. Call them right now on the telephone. If it's an old aunt, an old uncle, if it's a friend, if somebody's staying by themselves, call them and talk to them. Let that phone ring. They'll see that phone and they'll know who it is that's calling them. And they say, look at that, I wonder what he will. Call them and say, hey, how you doing? I'm just checking on you. Can I do anything for you? It won't cost you not one penny, not one dime. It may change their whole life. Do that. And I'm going to leave this with y'all. Marvin always leaves y'all with a scripture. I'm going to leave y'all with this scripture tonight. Psalms 91:11. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it is. Y'all know what it is. Everybody's watching this show probably knows what it is. He says he's going to surround you with his angels. Believe that. Trust that. He don't say nothing in that book that he don't mean. And I'm talking about Lord God Almighty. Ain't nothing he says in that book that he don't mean. He ain't making this stuff up. He ain't just writing words down. It's for real. Psalm 91:11 says, I will surround you with my angels to protect you in all of your ways. And let me tell you, my friends, you are going to have some ways that come your way that you are going to need all the protection that you can get. We love y'all. We ain't preaching to y'all. We love y'all, but we know y'all love us, and thank y'all for tuning in. And we will see y'all next week, same time, same place, on this same channel. Good night, y'all. And remember this, as my father-in-law used to always say, I'm going to tell y'all now, y'all better be particular.
That's it.
See y'all.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.